Yo guys, Haku here with my review of One Piece anime episode 759, and this one I'm so happy for this one because I feel like the production quality and animation quality from early on in Zoe was mostly back. I thought it looked really nice just about the entire time, and I'm going to talk about it part by part like usual, then give my general thoughts and a score like friggin' always with these reviews. But anyway, I was hyped going into this week because it looked like the animation was going to be better, and because I knew it was going to be the Jack and Inuarashi stuff. And there was a scene that I thought was going to be last episode that wasn't last episode that I was still waiting for. But yeah. And then I really like the music during this week's recap a lot. Like I thought the music was really awesome. I like that song. And we have the flashback or recap, of course, of Inuarashi standing up to Jack. But then when I looked at it, the recap was like 6.5 minutes long. So like a large portion of the episode was recap. But honestly, even though I don't like that, and even though I think that's the biggest con to this episode, the biggest negative to this episode, I didn't hate it like I do some weeks. Some weeks I'm like, this recap is unbearable. We got this. We watched last week. But then this week's recap I thought was, I don't know, it was put together in a way that I really didn't mind it. I didn't think it was that bad, even though it was super long and shouldn't have been that long realistically. But yeah, and just the early Zoe animation being noticeably back from the beginning, like the animation was noticeably up from the past 2-3 episodes, and it was like what it was when we first got into Zoe, and very happy about that. And the standoff, it had this really good tension to it, the standoff between Inuarashi and Jack. So we had that Inuarashi dropping a sword, and then the moment that I was waiting for last week that never came, when he tries to make peace and Jack is just like, I refuse, and swings his trunk. So great. And I love the hype of him blocking the trunk with his hand. I think that some things could have been done to make it better. Like, I liked that Wanda freaked out and Sicilian was like, nah, he's cool. But there was also just this little part of me that was like, if they had just had it so that maybe Wanda was worried about him and everybody else was worried about him, and then he was like, you guys were worried about me, I blocked this guy's trunk with my hand. I think maybe that could have actually been more hype. But either way, I loved it. And the biggest part of this episode that I loved, and it's been that way for the past 2 or 3 episodes, was the in-canon filler. The in-canon filler was so good. I like that we're, instead of dragging things out or making things unnecessarily long, we can't do that much in one episode or else we'll catch up to the manga too quickly. So we can throw in little side stuff that turns out to be really good. And I'm liking the little side stuff we throw in. And then we get, of course, to see Jack's bounty of 1 billion berries, the biggest we've seen so far in the anime. Well, I don't want to spoil anything, and I guess it's not really spoil anything, but we haven't seen anything bigger than that in the manga yet either. It's just, it's a very high bounty. So yeah, the destruction is impending, and we get Jack versus Inuarashi. So we have an interesting art style thing they do where during the fight between the musketeers and the gifters, instead of it being animated out, we have still screens with the audio of the story being told, and the still screens are actually just stylized and sort of artsy and shadowed and stuff. And normally you guys know that I would complain about still screens and stuff, or not really complain but point out that maybe you shouldn't be using still screens. Maybe you should go for something better. But honestly, the way that it was made, I didn't mind it. It seemed like it was a decent intentional art choice, and it didn't seem lazy, whereas normally still screens would seem lazy. So honestly, while I would normally call the show out for that, I didn't think it was that bad, honestly. So Inuarashi brings Jack down, but he gets right back up. We see the Straw Hats again, and we get back to the battle. We see the Musketeers, or the 3 Musketeers versus the Gifters Grip Trio, and Sicilian just knocks them straight out quickly. And again, I don't believe that was in the manga. I think that was in-canon filler. And again, it was another good in-canon filler. I really liked it. So then we have Wanda still in them shorts. Wanda in them shorts. But we have the eruption rain, and again, that's another thing that I don't remember. I feel like that was added in, and it was such a good thing to add in. Like, I thought just the battle was really cool, and how they started fighting over the gators, how the tide of battle changes with the minks gaining the upper hand because of the eruption rain. Then once the rain drains away, the beast pirates come back and gain an upper hand over them again. And just the tide of battle of it was really, really cool. Then, of course, 6 p.m. hits and we hear Nekomamushi's roar as he wakes up. Inuarashi retreats, and it's just such a cool strategy to me that if somebody's attacking them, or if they're attacking somebody, they never have to stop fighting. The night soldiers, the guardians, fight while the musketeers sleep, and then the guardians sleep while the musketeers fight, and they can just keep going back and forth without getting tired and wear the enemy out. It's such a cool strategy. Then just the Nekomamushi trunk flip was a beautiful, beautiful moment. Like, the animation was great. Could not ask for more about that. The only thing that I don't know about is Nekomamushi's voice. I've heard some people saying they like it, but I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling about it right now. It was just sort of odd. I don't think it's bad. I just thought it was sort of an odd choice. So Jack goes into his human form and he looks badass. I love the curved sword things that he uses. We see Law's crew jumping in to help. And I had forgot they fought in the battle for Zoe, so it was really cool to see them jumping in there and see them featured like that. Then for the recap, or not the recap, the promo, the animation next week looks hype too. We're going to get to see the rest of the Nekomamushi stuff with Jack, and we're going to get to see Sanji's crew arriving on Zoe, or Sanji's half of Luffy's crew. So, again, really excited for that to show up. So, yeah, I thought the animation was really hype this week, and honestly, I loved the music choices so much. Like I said, I thought the in-canon filler, probably best part. And, honestly, since we got so much Sicilian in-canon filler, I was expecting us to see a little bit more of Pedro, but either way, that's not even a complaint, really. So yeah, this I thought was even better than last week, so I'll give it 8.75 trunk slams out of 10. So, man, that scene was really cool. That was the best scene for me, when honestly I really, really liked the Inuarashi stopping the trunk scene, but I do think it could have been done better. And yeah, that's it. 8.75 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. That seems like a really high score, but I don't know. I just really like this episode. Comment down there. Tell me what you thought of the episode and what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for One Piece, both anime and manga, and a bunch of other anime and manga and more. And follow on Twitter if you want, and I'll try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel. That's it. So thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.